Peter Pan, that's what they call me.
What's happening, everybody? It's Jesse Leonard here, and on this video I'm going to be presenting y'all a channel update. And of course I'm in the office, as you can probably tell. And I know I said on my past recent videos, I apologize about the lack of content. Just, haven't felt like recording much recently. So let's kick things off. As you see here, got a new router here. And for whatever reason, I don't know if y'all can hear it, but it's got some extracurricular noise for some odd reason. It wasn't doing that before. This router actually used to be at my mom's work, which, well, some reason the wireless had stopped working. The problem was, I guess one of the kids was messing with it. And what happened was the second to last button here was turned off the whole time. But let's see. Let me put my phone by it. Maybe y'all can hear the noise. Whatever it is, got some extracurricular, and it wasn't doing all that noise before. Now, of course, we still had the Hitron router. The reason I definitely needed this because the wireless on the Hitron kept dropping. Like, I remember the other day, it dropped 3 different times in one day. So I just shut the wireless off of that. You see, it's got some activity. It's because I'll explain why there's some activity going on in just a moment. So the 2.4 and the 5G are turned off of this, and I'm using the 2.4 and 5G on that. So, and of course, at my mom's work, they got the same exact router hooked up. Well, I could have, if they would have waited for me to come up there to try to fix it. Well, apparently, I was asleep during the day when it happened, because my days and nights are mixed up, if you will. So, see the orange light is on. And the orange one light, that's just running for my for my computer here, because I don't use the wireless anymore on here, because the only way I use wireless is if, let's say, I'm at my grandma's or my nanny's or something like that. And so yeah. I got the Netgear router hooked up to this. Now I can't do anything about turning. Let's see. Yeah, I can't do anything about turning off the power strip now, because otherwise that will shut that off. And that RCA power strip is running front to the APC unit. It's hard to see back there. Somehow my wireless keyboard got knocked down. I don't know how that happened. That's just my backup keyboard. I mean, this only problem it was having was the right control key was sticking. There, just run it to that APC unit. And what's plugged there is the other two routers, the printer, and the RCA power strips hooked up to it. It's on the battery, the one with the battery backup and surge. There is nothing plugged up to the surge protection only. I actually got the APC software installed. I was having trouble trying to install it because I think their website was acting up at the time. Yes, I still have the Red Dragon keyboard. I gave the Red Dragon mouse to my nephew. Someone told me there was a DPI setting on the Red Dragon mouse, but I don't understand. I never understood with that, man. And there is no driver software for this, and was the Red Dragon keyboard, or I'm sorry, Red Dragon mouse that I gave to my nephew. I still use the Logitech, or however you pronounce it. It's a wireless mouse that's hooked up to this, and this also controls the keyboard. So it's an all-in-one port, USB port, and basically on the back of the PC I have is these all those USB ports are loaded. Like, it's got a full house of USB connectors back there. There's only one available slot. It's right here. Now, sometimes I just, usually Well, I was trying to do some testing because, this Netgear router does have the USB port you can plug up to and whatnot. And, it's got one back there as well. And the cable one, which used to be cable one, nowadays is Sparklight. Yeah. This Hitron router ain't been doing worth a crap, I'll tell you that. If they would have hooked us up with an Aris, then I guarantee you wouldn't be dropping. There, you probably just heard that chime. It's coming from the living room. I'll update you on that old school clock here in just a moment. So that's pretty much it as far as the updates. This actually used to be my bedroom back when, back when my aunt and my cousin was still living with us at the time. No, that's not recently. I know it looks not 100%. That's not recently. It's a few years ago when that happened. Alright, let's get out the office here. Head to the living room. That's why it's using so much activity, because it's updating Trash Night, or I know it's Fortnite, I call it Trash Night. I don't play this game. I mean, the nephew will of course play it every now and then. But it's no joke. Look how many updates. Look how many gigabytes it has to update. It's no joke. And that's running on wireless, of course, as well as the Roku TV and the Xbox. And I have a good old PlayStation 2 sitting right there. I might move that in my bedroom since I got another TV. Oh, I don't even think I made a video of showing well, it was our neighbors, but I'll explain that later on in the video. An update on this old school clock here. What was that? Did y'all just see that? Whoa, hello, okay. Wow, one of my smart bulbs must be acting up again. Anyways, that was weird, unless someone's playing a mind trick. Let's see. Anyways, as I was saying here, because I saw the lights down, I don't know what that was all about. Whew, okay. So this clock here is still running, it was running a little bit too fast, but now it's gotten to the point to where it's running too slow. Well, possibly because of an accident to where there's Malibu, by the way. It was an accident to where I was working on it down here. I was trying to stand it up, and instead of me grabbing from that part in the front, because I didn't know it was going to come off. I forgot it was supposed to come off. I should have grabbed it from the back, and it fell back first, if you will, and that could be why it's running too slow. But it's running like, it's still running fair enough, just a bit. It was running too fast. Now, if I wouldn't have messed with it after when it stopped running because it was winded out, or you know what I mean. If I wouldn't have messed with it some more, then it probably wouldn't have got too slow in the first place. Get out of there, Malibu. You ain't going in that. Gosh. Get out. Get out. Sorry, I just don't want her in there. I'm sorry. I ain't mean to get agitated, but I don't want her in there. Alright, so I should have had that cabinet closed. I'm gonna reopen it anyway. Not too much has changed in here. Coffee pot's not on yet. Let's go in my bedroom now. Alright, I'm gonna shut my door because my mom's still asleep. I got both my fans running because it stays hot in my room when I sleep. Look at that. 76 degrees in my bedroom and it's 62 outside. And as you see here, I got not a new TV, but it's new to the addition to my bedroom, if you will. This was actually my neighbor's old TV, which was, you probably just saw an embarrassing moment there, but so what was I saying? Oh yeah, alright, so this TV was she was trying to get rid of it. The only problem it was having was the volume down key was stuck. It hadn't been sticking recently, so that's a good sign. And I did so much to it. I tried to clean around the buttons with rubbing alcohol and Q-tip. I tried to poke it with a toothpick, and all of a sudden it stopped sticking. As long as I don't mess with the buttons, then maybe it won't stick again. And there are some tape marks, as you see, because she had an antenna with her at the time. And I tried to clean it up with one of my mom's essential oils, but that didn't do good, as you can tell. That didn't work too well, so I just stopped cleaning it. And it needs a bit of a cleanup for these tape marks and stuff from her taping the antenna around it, the antenna wire around it. Cable box. It's not cable 1, like I said. It's Sparklight nowadays. There's my Sony VCR and DVD. It's a RDR. What is it? RDR VX. If my camera will focus, hold on. There you go. RDR VX 560. So I do have another DVD player, but I let one of my neighbors borrow. Well, that's the bad news. The bad news is I don't have the plug for it anymore. She never gave me the plug back, and it's long gone, so that player's useless now. It's one of those plugs that come detached from the, I should have just gave her that one because, where's the plug? Yeah, it has that. That doesn't come detached like the one in there does. Stereo update. Well, I cleaned the mess out of it, as you can see. I cleaned it kind of a bit better than what it did. Kind of looks a whole lot better. Did some work onto it. Unfortunately, with the cassette tape player, it's useless because the belts keep slipping and coming apart. It's too much for me to fix, so the cassette tape's not going to be used anytime soon. Deck B, the reason why, after I cleaned it up, I wanted to take it apart and see if I can fix that misfire on Deck B to where it won't go into rewind or reverse play, because it is auto reverse deck. So it was having a rewind misfire and the reverse play misfire. Basically, it was having a reverse misfire. In Deck A, it is missing a pinch roller, which I found. I found it. It's right there. And there's the axle for it, pinch roller. I just couldn't get it back on there for whatever reason. It's just too much. Like, you got to keep taking so much apart. And actually, one of the screws actually got caught on this weighted blanket to where, as you see, I had to duct tape it because beads and stuff were coming out. I didn't know the screws were stuck when I was trying to put it back together. The tuner, well, good news is it's not doing that thing to where when you turn it off and on, it fades in and out. And then say if you turn it off and it fades out, it'll continuously play. I haven't been doing that. We'll actually turn it on for you. It's on video too because I got it. Well, I had to improvise audio because that volume down on the TV was sticking, so I had to improvise audio. So in the CD player, I kind of worked on as well, to where the loading mechanism kept getting stuck. So I cleaned that. But however, some of these buttons are still stuck, depending on how recently I use it. You should see here. It depending on how recently I use it, it won't be as stuck. I probably should have played around with it before I turned it on, but let's see. There's no CD in it. Yeah, the loading mechanism, it's not getting stuck anymore, so that's a good sign. Also, I cleaned the belt. I kind of cleaned up the belts as well. So that's good. The cassette tape player we're going to skip because it's got a belt that's not in place right now. The tuner, I would demonstrate audio, but I don't want to get copyrighted. So I'll just. It does work, as you see it, and it doesn't fade in and out every time. And it doesn't fade in and out like it used to. I would, like I said, I would turn it, I would demonstrate it, but you know. And the only problem that I'm still having, well, again, the buttons are sticking on here. The belts keep coming loose. I think the belts are just worn out or something. Belts are just shot on here. Another problem with the AV control thing, whatever you want to call it, is the main thing. Problem I'm still having is something about the Dolby and center mode. You see, I hit center mode, but it's thinking that I'm pressing Dolby when I'm actually pressing center mode. So I'm still having that problem. But I cleaned around the buttons with rubbing alcohol and Q-tip. The buttons feel a whole lot smoother now. I cleaned it up the best I could. I know it's still not 100%, but you see, it's still thinking. Oh, sometimes it'll work if you just give it a minute. It will. The center mode, it doesn't really matter because I don't have a center speaker in here. So, oh, you saw that there, the Hall and simulate it acting up. So it's still not 100%, but I cleaned around them. It's still got a bit of a malfunction, but it'll work its way out soon. Center, it don't matter. Rear, I have off. And the woofer, I don't even have in here anymore. I brought it in the living room. And there, of course, there's some different sound field settings you can play around. It puts it in different, different kind of some preset settings for, like, whatever. The phono, which was actually a record player, we never had that included with the stereo, I think. Now, of course, for those who don't know, the JVC, it was a Sony, but the turntable was locked up, so we got rid of it. And then one of my neighbors had this sitting here around, so he hooked us up with that back years ago. So, still some work to be done, which I'm probably not going to get to it. It's just too much. All that's left is to try to get the belts back in place. If I wouldn't, and let me tell you one thing. These screws on this cassette tape player were some of them were locked up, like no joke. It's out of focus. Camera's out of focus. Give it just a moment. Like, hold on. It might be hard to. There you go. You see how that's kind of stripped? They were hard to turn. Like, they were locked up. Like, I soaking. I soaked the mess out of them with WD-40. I soaked it with WD-40 and it still wouldn't turn, but finally I got it. It's just, you talk about trying to turn the mess out of it. It was locked up. But the rest of it wasn't locked up, I don't think. I don't think I ever took the tuner apart. So, maybe I did. I just don't remember exactly. The only things that I took apart was this. I don't remember if I took the tuner apart or not. I don't think I did. Ever since I messed up the belts in this, I didn't take a chance. The Recom R1630 weather radio is still sitting in here. Now, of course, like I said, the cassette tape player is useless. And now you're probably wondering, where is that white line running from? Well, get this. I just so happened to find an unused cable line at my nanny's. So this is what I did. So we already had one line running from the attic. It's just running up there that one of our neighbors set us up with. And from right here, it's got a little. This wire's actually got another female adapter, or you know what I mean. Some kind of female to female adapter with this line. Female to female, I think that's what it is, yeah. So, it's running all the way back there. Running over here. Yeah, you can see it running behind my bed. You can see it there, the white cable running all the way to this. So that's good. And I'm just using the normally for that you would use something like let's see if I can find it. Where's it at? Oh, here it is. You normally use something like this, if you will, but instead I'm just using the audio, one of those headphone jacks, because and it's running to that. Oh, I need to. Power button sticking too. I think it was having that problem as well. Alexa's sitting right there, but she can't hear me because I leave the microphone mute on, and I just use it for Bluetooth use. I just use it for Bluetooth. Like I connect my phone to Bluetooth, and I use my sleep sounds app because it helps me sleep. I need to make my bed here. Well, it's not straight, but I'll fix it later. Not too much. I need to put that Wi-Fi adapter back in my suitcase. That stuff's popping up on my phone. Boston Terrier nightlight, which is hooked up to this smart socket, which this actually used to be in the living room at the time. But since I got the Tekken Smart Power Strip, I have this hooked up in there. And of course I have there's another smart socket sitting right there, hooked up to my fan. What else? Here's some, I don't even think I ever made a video of my room yet. This is what my room looks like now. There's the flag that was sitting right here. I hung up. Good old Dale Earnhardt Sr. Yes, we were Dale Earnhardt fans. And of course, Dale Jr. is retired nowadays. Good old Dale Sr. It's too bad he got killed in that crash of the 2001 Daytona 500. And here's some pictures of me that I found hanging around that's got scotch tape on it. I'll start off from these up here. Yes, I did kind of have blonde hair at the time. That was when I was 11 and a half. I still had a baby face. Yes, like I said, I had... Yeah, I'm just being goofy and whatnot. Yeah. This is when this was actually at my childhood house next door, I remember. Yeah. Because that was in the master bathroom, which used to be the laundry room at the time. And here's me with, something one of my neighbors colored for me. This is where I got the TV from her that she was getting rid of. And that another picture that was actually in the frame, but it was destroyed when it was still sitting at my childhood house. So and it was all wrinkled to crap when it was sitting in that box there. It was all wrinkled and whatnot. So I tried to scotch tape it, but some of the scotch tape kept coming loose, so I just duct taped it instead. I mean, I could have straightened out with a roller or something, but I didn't know where it was. I don't even know if we had one. So this was, like I said, this wasn't a frame, which is destroyed. And of course, here's another picture of me. That wasn't unfinished. That's a long story, but I made that when I was at my mental hospital. When I was it was December of 2014. So that was an unfinished painting. So yeah, I put green. I was gonna put another green. I could have choose something different, but I'm just yeah. That was that again at my mental hospital. That was unfinished because we ran out of time. So some footballs here. I know my dresser's kind of a mess again. That's pretty much it, y'all. I mean, I know it's been a long video of me talking and stuff. Yep. Alright, everybody. Well, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Like I said, there'll be more videos coming soon. Some more Roblox Let's Plays. I know it's just haven't felt like recording recently. So, but here you go. And there's of course, I almost forgot to show this. Yes, because Kobe Bryant. Oh, man. Yep. 8:24. Anyways. Alright, everybody. I think I'm going to hop off here. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure y'all hit like and make sure y'all drop a comment down below. And make sure y'all subscribe and have the bell tap so that way you'll know every video and or live streams happening. Here's another picture of me. This is when I graduated. Well, it's kind of like preschool, but here it was called Head Start, which is like a preschool. Yeah. So alright, well, I'm gonna hop off here. There's some yeah, you probably wonder all these movies and stuff. One of our long story on where I got those from. Need to clean them up and probably sell those. Or mom says she want to go through, because I found some Criminal Minds movies up in there. Cause she loves her watching Criminal Minds. She even watches them on Netflix too. So I have to go through that. I gotta clean up the disc and whatnot to make sure they're all still in good condition. But it's a long story where how I got those. Elgato Game Capture HD. It's a long, because okay, let me explain why this is right here before I end off this video. So I had my computer in here a couple weekends ago, and I was recording some. As you see, I was recording some recordable DVDs to my computer because I can't convert the file type to an MP4 unless I buy full version without watermarks and whatnot. So, but that capture card's been giving me problems since day one. The only, for whatever reason, at the first problem I was having where I think that video is, the video's deleted nowadays. It was, the audio kept getting desynced. Well, I wasn't using OBS. I was using the Elgato software. And, I had to actually use the software encoder because the hardware encoder was not working on the Elgato software. So, I used OBS. And the video, when I tried to record these DVDs, the video kept on shorting out. Unless I disconnect the internet, and it doesn't short out. But it's running from component cables and audio, so I got it all recorded. I just need to edit them because I over-recorded it. Well, I wasn't in here watching the whole thing, whatever was recorded, because I was in the living room watching my recorded shows. So, yeah, the only way that video won't short out is if I disconnect the internet. I mean, it makes no sense because I cleaned the contacts of the USB cable and it's still doing it. Like, I don't understand. I also cleaned the contacts around the component cables and the contact for that goes into it. You know, the cable around the cable. But it hasn't shorted out. But I don't know if the audio got these off sync or not. I have not checked that out yet. I don't know if the audio got off sync. I remember when it got off sync, at least 15 to 30 minutes into the recording is when it started getting off sync, or desynced, whatever you want to call it. So that's in here. It's still sitting here. I know I need to clean it up and put it away because I don't have my computer in here as of right now. That computer is a custom built one that my mom had. I fixed up for her because it kept having this blue screen where it said unmountable boot volume a few years ago. But I hooked the hard drive of it to that computer right there, and it said checking file system, and it fixed the hard drive up. But it was still having the problem. But now and it wasn't having it's not having the problem anymore. But this was at the time. There was no audio coming from it, so I had to reinstall Windows XP on it. So that goes up. That has a Service Pack 3. Well, that computer over there only goes up to Service Pack 2 because it doesn't support 3. I mean, I tried to install Windows Service Pack 3, XP Service Pack 3. I don't remember if it was a hacked version or something, but when I installed it, after it got past the splash screen, it went to a blue screen, quick blue screen. I couldn't read what it said, and it just rebooted and whatnot. So it's probably a hacked version of what I downloaded. So I had to do a system restore back in it, so that don't even support Service Pack 3. This one does. Now, of course, there is a recovery thing on there. This one don't even have a recovery. So this one don't even have system recovery on it. Like I said, because it was custom built. There was no recovery partition on this hard drive like there was on that one. And the only thing that I got missing out of it, got misplaced, was the IDE cable for the floppy drive. But I don't know. I mean, I don't even use floppy disk anyway. So, yep. I actually need to put the CMOS battery back in it, because I took it out because I was trying to work on what was it? I was working on a spare garage door opener, which I thought it was acting up. Turns out the battery was dead the whole time. So I just never put the battery back in here yet. Oh, excuse me. But that's pretty much it. I don't know how many times I said, but some of y'all gonna have a fit if I keep doing that. Alright, I'm gonna head out of here. I'm gonna go back in the living room now. I'll just leave the fans on. It's not a big deal. Oof. Gotta keep catching my breath there. Well, Trash Night is done installing, so that's a good sign. We'll just go back home. Oh wow. Sessional packs. Save up to 70%. I don't care for that kind. We'll just shut it off. And I had to close this because Malibu was trying to get in here and I didn't want her. That was a hard hit. I should not have done that. It's a hard hit on the cable box. And it just started another clip, so that's great. Now I gotta combine these all in one. Well, I have to edit them anyway if y'all want to see the intro and stuff. We'll turn the cable, but now the cable box, you're probably wondering, where is it? Yep, it's way up there. Another thing I forgot to mention, as long as something like this is sitting right here, I had to 3M strip it because it's the sticky pad underneath there was worn out, so I had to 3M strip it. Live with Kelly and Ryan, because I was watching GMA earlier. But no, it's not Regis anymore, because he's been retired from the show. He's been retired. Michael Strahan was on there, but now he's on GMA. So this clock, it is like it's too slow now. I was working on it, but then it was running too fast. Now I kind of fixed it to where it's not unleveled as much anymore. So it's leveled you had to have it unleveled a bit to make it run, and I actually kind of fixed that. I pretty much fixed that problem. Some kind of wire or whatever. The wide thing was crooked, so I had to, but it's still running too slow, probably because of that accident to where I was trying to stand it up and it fell back first on the carpet. Well, not stand it up like holding it, but you know, just trying to stand it up like right here, and it fell back first. So that could have been why. It's also chiming a bit faster. If I wait a moment, maybe y'all can hear it. If y'all were still watching up to this point. A lot of y'all probably ain't even watching up to this point, but we'll just... I might have to pause here and get ready for it to chime, and then I don't know, I'll just see. Normally, when it was running too fast, I was originally planning on trying to put it 5 minutes behind. Because before it winded out, it was like at least 12 minutes ahead. But now, if I wouldn't have messed with it, it would be. If I didn't mess with it, then it wouldn't be running so slow. It should be just a moment now. There we go. Chiming a bit faster than what it did before. But when it stopped running, you talk about cranking the mess out of it. But unfortunately, it's running too slow now because I shouldn't have took it apart. Well, I mean, I had to take it apart anyway to see. But the original problem was it was swinging more to the right than it was to the left. That's the problem it was having. Now I think it's swinging a little bit too much on the left. Let's see. Maybe y'all can tell. And it might be okay. We used to have a leveler sitting, I think, beside it, but I don't know where it is right now. It sounds a bit better. It's more leveled, I think, or might be a tad bit unleveled, but I don't know. I really would hate to keep working on it some more because I don't want to get it even more worse. I would turn the fireplace on, but it's kind of warm, too warm to do. That's like in the 60s. Looks like, oh yeah. Looks like it's been raining too. Or, looks like it's been raining. We haven't been setting the alarm on this recently because the door's been out of place for my temper. Not recently, but it's been like that. Let's see. Any more updates? Could there be any more updates? Move the home theater right there. I'm not sure. Earlier in the video, I'm not sure what was going on with these smart bulbs. There, one of them was dimming, like they were trying to go out. I'm not sure. Xbox is right there. The cable box used to be right there, but now I moved it up when I was rearranging. And you got the home theater, and I have the rear speakers hooked up over here. These actually used to be hooked up in my bedroom at the time, and now I got. You see, I kind of got it running, and I got it duct taped so that way nobody will trip over it. And right surround. Sorry, I had to my mom was waking up, so I had to let her know I was in the middle of recording. So the right rear surround is running all the way behind the couch to right here. And so, pretty much it, y'all. I think I'm gonna go and end off here for real, and I mean for real now. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. Make sure y'all hit like, drop a comment down. Make sure y'all subscribe and have the bell tapped. I wonder what she's making for breakfast today. She's getting me so sidetracked. And we'll see y'all next time.